Hi everyone, so two things before I start this video. One, I forgot to film an intro, which is why I'm here doing a voiceover. And two, when I was doing this review, I didn't get the memo that this collection was for quote-unquote multicultural men and women. Yeah, so my opinion still stands, so I hope you guys really enjoy, and let's get started.
So I decided that while I do my makeup, I'm going to tell you guys my review of the product. So this is going to be a little bit different from my other reviews, but I know what I want to say, and I feel like once I'm applying it, then you'll see why I'm saying the certain things that I am saying. So we're going to start off with the face products. Now they did send me like a few note cards to tell you guys more about the product, as well as the shades and the prices. We're starting off with primer today. So this one is their Matte Ambition Mattifying Skin Primer SPF 20. So this one says it can prep your skin with an invisible SPF layer that extends the wear of makeup and provides hour of oil control for a shine-free finished look. Now this one will range you from around $10 to $12. When I did my first impressions of these products on my Instagram Live, I noticed, and I still am noticing, that this primer in particular is just so liquidy and thin. After I apply it, you'll see that I don't look matte at all. Like, I look dewy, I look fresh and hydrated. Now this is a primer that I feel like tugs on the skin a little bit, because once it's applied, you have to really work it in, so that's why I feel like you have to tug on your skin. Now, what I don't like about this primer is the fact that it's not mattifying at all. It is so hard for brands to pull it off, especially in the drugstore, so I just feel like maybe if you're looking for something that has SPF, if you're going on vacation and you want to look dewy, then this is the primer for you. It does not oil control at all. Again, I'm a normal skin type, so I can really see if a product is oil-based or if it breaks down quickly, because in certain areas of my face, it looks really unflattering at the end of the day. I'm going to digress just a little bit, because since all the lip shades that they sent me were all colorful, I think I'm going to do more of like a nude base and eye look, because I want to make sure that this look isn't too out of whack. If you watched my previous video this week, you guys know I talked about their Matte Ambition foundation, and this one claims to be an all-day shine-free foundation, just like the primer. This foundation claims to be transfer resistant. It's also long wearing, buildable coverage to hide pores and blur out the skin, which, yes. And it also says it controls your shine, so pretty much a mattifying foundation as well. The foundation is available in 20 shades, which is pretty good, and the price is around $10 to $14 depending on where you get it. Now, I will insert a picture of the shade range here. And if you see it, you're like, oh, that's a really good shade range. It goes really dark, especially for CoverGirl. You know, I associate CoverGirl with more of like a light medium complexion. But in this range, I felt like it wasn't inclusive enough, because the thing is, when I'm looking at the sheet and when I laid out all the colors, I was like, there's so much cool tones, and in general, the higher you get in the deep complexion range, the more chances you are of being warm or neutral and not cool. And I felt like a lot of the colors in this range in particular focused on cool tones. Very quickly, I'm going to read you the shades that are on this. This does not have all 20 shade names on it, but I want you guys to listen to what they're saying. So it starts off with light neutral, light medium golden, medium neutral, medium tan neutral, tan golden, tan deep cool 1, deep neutral 1, deep cool 2, deep neutral 2, deep cool 3, and deep cool 4. When brands come out with a ton of cool shades, it just makes me feel like, okay, well then I can't find a foundation shade, because me, like I say in all of my complexion reviews, I am a strong yellow undertone. If I put something neutral on my skin, it's gonna turn out pink. If I put something cool, oh my god, it will turn out gray. And just looking at this, if you're going into that deep range and you're being cool, I don't know, I just feel like there's not enough diversity in that spectrum as well. So it just makes me feel a little uncomfortable that they're not doing anything more olive toned or yellow toned. And I hope that's not rubbing anybody the wrong way, because I do like the fact that it goes really, really deep, but I am going to give my criticism on the light shades as well, because it was hard for me to find my shade. Now, I categorize myself as a medium skin tone or light to medium depending on the season, but I have a strong yellow undertone. In this foundation, I am considered a light, and I know I am not the lightest skin tone girl. If you are pale and you struggle finding a really, really light foundation, this foundation range is not for you. Because if you're starting off with what I consider a light medium, you're not being inclusive at all. Like, yes, you're being inclusive towards a deeper tan spectrum, yes, but why was it so hard for me to find my shade? So naturally, when I put out all the foundations in front of me, I was scouting out which foundation would be my shade, and obviously I picked out the golden shades, right? So the only ones were light golden and medium golden. Now on the sheet it says that there's a light medium golden. Apparently I didn't get that in my box. That would have probably have been my shade, but I think light golden is pretty accurate. So quickly on my cheek, this one is your light golden shade, and then this one is your medium shade. Ooh, can't even see that. This one is your medium shade. So you see how this one looks a little bit more yellow orange on my skin, but then all of a sudden light golden looks a lot better and like more of my match. I don't know. I just have mixed feelings because I know I'm not light. But since this is a review, I am going to just go ahead and blend this out, and I am going to do my whole entire face with a, actually, should I do a brush? I never do brushes for a foundation application, but I probably will today. Most of you guys know I hate the feeling of brushes with foundation, but you know, maybe it'll change. This foundation starts off with a very light medium coverage. It does claim to be buildable, which I agree on. You can really build this up to get full coverage, but I feel like at that point you're already doing 4 pumps of foundation. Here's one pump. I'm using my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I'm going to go in and buff this into my skin. And with the brush, I definitely feel like it lays on top of the skin as opposed to a blender where it kind of just seamlessly blends in and looks like one. Alright, so here is that first layer. And as you can see, I do still have a little bit of shadows on my skin. It does look good, I'll give it that. So again, I'm going to try my best and do full coverage because I really want those dark spots on my skin to vanish and be gone. Oh, and then while I'm here, let's talk about the concealers. I am so upset with the concealers. I think I was like the most excited because it's so hard to find a really good drugstore concealer. If you guys remember, I think it was like almost a year ago. It was like probably like 9 months ago. I did a video called Full Face of CoverGirl Makeup, and I got another PR and they had 6 concealers. Those 6 concealers were all like literally the same shade, and this range is all really, really dark. Again, doesn't cater to anybody who is a light medium or a light skin tone or a fair skin tone. So if you are anything like that, then this doesn't apply to you. I feel like this will probably apply to girls who want to use CoverGirl, but CoverGirl just doesn't have their shade. So if you're anything of a deeper complexion, I feel like this collection is catering to you, kind of like the Queen collection way back when from CoverGirl. So this concealer is called their All Day Idol Brightening Concealer. So this one is a lightweight concealer that brightens your skin tone, hides dark circles, and delivers flawless all-day coverage, and is available in 6 shades and 6 shades only. Now this one will range from $9 to $12, which I think is kind of pricey for a concealer. And then the shades that it comes in is light medium neutral, medium tan golden, tan cool, tan deep golden, and deep cool. So being that light medium neutral was the lightest shade, obviously I'm gonna use it, right? So here we go with this concealer. I honestly don't know what to say about the formula itself because it's not really my shade. Right in this angle, you can really see in that inner corner area how it's darker than my foundation. You can really see that. And it's not what I'm looking for, so if you are darker than me, light, medium, neutral will probably brighten you up, but I'll give it this. I'm glad that it's not a true neutral shade. This is a golden shade for sure. Just blending this out with a brush, something new. My acne scars that are on my cheek are still not completely covered, so if you're looking for something full coverage, this is not it. It's not for you. But if you're looking for something that is lightweight, then yeah, you'll really like this one. But for me, I think the complexion products in this line just, they're not working out as much as I want it to, and that's fine, you know, because we all have different skin concerns, skin needs, and honestly, that's life. Nothing will work out for everybody. That's why so many people switch majors in college, because like some things aren't for them. They also have a contour palette, so this is a cream palette. They only have one of these, and I just don't really care for it. You know, I am not the type of person to really use palettes like this. If you are a person who's on the go and needs like foundation or concealer just like in a quickness, then this will probably be for you. I just feel like in general, like this is just a little too dark for me. Even this yellow shade up here is just a tad too dark, so I'll probably give this to somebody else. I'll probably put it in a giveaway. A lot of these things I might just donate because I haven't really touched it. So with that being said, I'm leaving that one off to the side. They have 12 shades of their Matte Ambition All Day Powder Foundation. Now, powder foundation honestly can be used alone or on top of a foundation as a regular powder. Whatever you want to use it for, it's up to you. You can also use it as bronzer if you want. So this one is a buildable one-step powder foundation that delivers long-lasting and natural-looking full coverage while reducing the appearance of oily-looking shine. So like I said, there is 12 shades, and the lightest shade in this collection is Light Cool, and then it kind of goes all along the lines of like light neutral one, light golden, etc, etc. So I don't believe I got the lightest shade, but I do have light neutral. And then here I have one of the shades, and this one is light medium golden. So this one is a lot darker, honestly, and this will probably like match my whole entire face, but to brighten up my under eyes, I am gonna go in with that light neutral shade because it's the only one that's comparable. And if I'm being honest, it's really hard to disappoint me with powders. I'm a pretty flexible person when it does come to powders. As long as it's not like super airborne, then I think I'm okay, because you know how some powders are so fine that they just don't stick to the skin. This one does stick to the skin, but does it offer full coverage like the claims? No, it doesn't. It does add to the coverage for sure for the foundation, but on its own, it's really not going to give you all that. To add a little bit of depth, I'm going to take that light medium golden shade, and I'm going to add that to the perimeter. I know it's not going to really look like much of a difference, but the other powders in the line, I feel like they're a little too dark, especially the ones that they sent me personally. It went straight from like light medium to like deep, so this is pretty much just going to help warm up the skin. And then here they have some cheek palettes. So they do have 3 palettes, and the first one that they have is called Rose, and this one is pretty deep. As you see, once I like flip it down, you see that there's a lot more dimension to it. Next one here is called Flame, and as you see, this one is more of like that light rosy tone. This is the one that I use on my skin, and this one is called Touch. This one is more of a softer pink and softer highlights. Now with that same brush that I used, I'm just going to pick up the blush, and I'm going to try and lightly apply this onto the cheek. These are really, really shimmery, so if you're into that, then you'll love this without a doubt. And then we're gonna go in with the highlight, very intense, full pigment, but for some weird reason They almost look a little ashy on my skin. I feel like they may be too neutral, which doesn't look too good on my skin, but it looks great in pictures. So there's pros and cons to this. For this collection, they launched 4 different eyeshadow palettes, which look absolutely stunning. But my gripe is, ever since like the start of my channel, I've always said I never really liked CoverGirl eyeshadows because I felt like they were so soft and they were just hard to blend and they just weren't for me. So I unfortunately have to say that that still follows suit with these eyeshadows. If you're just not fond of CoverGirl eyeshadows, you can totally skip these, whatever, it's totally fine. 3 different finishes, matte, shimmer, and metallic. These range from either $10 to $14, which is expensive. That's expensive for me. Thank you so much. Here we have a cool tone palette called Gravity. Here we have a rose tone shadow called Osh. Here is a warm nude palette called Reverence. And here we have an all shimmer palette called Zodiac. I'm thinking of doing my eyebrows with these powders because I feel like why not get the full scope, right? So I'm going to take the Reverence palette, and the 2 lighter, or the 2 darker shades right here seem like a good candidate for my eyebrow shade. They seem really cool and neutral, and that's kind of where I go with my brow powders because I do have black hair and these ones just look like a good candidate. So as I'm applying this, I'm just noticing that the colors stay in one place. So I'm going to try and spoolie it out, but it just doesn't seem like these will really want to move, which is so strange. This is a very intense eyebrow, but we got here. We got here a little later than I wanted to, but it's fine. I'm just switching my eyebrow brush into something a little bit more full and dense. This is my Real Techniques eyebrow brush. I just feel like it works a little bit better because, like I said, these eyeshadows just are so flaky and they're so dusty. So I just need something of denser quality to really pick these up. We're starting off the look with the lightest brown in that palette, and we are going to work this into the crease. And as you can see, it's pretty pigmented, but I feel like once I start deepening it up and when I start really getting in there, it starts to get a little patchy. But maybe that was because the last time I used this, I used like one of the the intense shimmers, and that's when it started to look a little weird. But we'll see if the neutrals come out really good. So that is 1 shade down, and honestly it blended out really, really well. I feel like once I start fading it up to the brow bone, that's when it starts to get a little harder to blend, honestly. So we're not going to go any further with trying to blend it up. Instead, we're going to take a darker shade, the one right next to it, and we are going to deepen up the crease with this. This is more of a reddened brown, and I'm hoping that this will give me the intensity that I need, because I think today I might just go in with a matte brown smoky eye because I haven't done that in years. I feel like that used to be my everything, and now it's all about those red tones. So we're going to go back to my roots, and we're going to do a brown smoky eye. And then with that same brush, what you want to do is just go along the lower lash line. I didn't take any additional product because you don't want your lower lash line to be too dark down there. I just feel like that is a little unflattering, especially because I have really small hooded eyes. Alright, the second to darkest shade is going to go right on the eyelid, and we are just going to pack this on. I do want to add that they do have their retractable eyeliners. Now these ones are called their Defining Moment All Day Eyeliners, and these ones will range you from $7 to $10, which again I feel like is really expensive. And there is 6 shades, which is black, gold metallic, silver metallic, electric green, deep blue, and deep purple. Now my gripe with this product is that it doesn't stay on the waterline. There are so many other eyeliners on the market now, especially in the drugstore, that really do stay. These ones move around, and at the end of the day they're really just not there anymore. So it looks good, but you're gonna have to set it in place if you are gonna use it. And I know these ones are not part of the collection, but I do have the CoverGirl Active collection. So what I got in my PR was the mascara as well as the eyeliner. I'm gonna use it today because CoverGirl, you know? So I am just going to use these for you. These both are pretty good. I do like the eyeliner. The eyeliner is really great. It's not really pigmented like the black pigment. I feel like it's a little watered down, so you are going to have to shake it every single time you use it, because if you don't, then it kind of gets a little watery and it doesn't look as great. The mascara, I feel like there's better ones out there. The only CoverGirl mascara that I'm really dying over is the Supersizer one. The reason why I feel like this mascara is an okay mascara is because it doesn't give me like extreme length or extreme volume. It combs out my lashes, and yes, it makes them look fuller, but I'm not like, ooh, Essence Lash Princess, you know what I mean? Oh, and already the eyeliner that I put in my lower waterline, that's already coming off of it. And my eyes are not watery right now. So keep that in mind if you are thinking about any drugstore eyeliners. Maybe this one just might not be the one for you. Pretty much our face is done, so all that's left are the lips. I am so excited. I have so much to tell you guys because there's 3 different formulas of lipstick that they gave me. So we have the regular liquid lipsticks. These ones are really good in formula. If you guys know, I really do love their major shade liquid lipstick in the shade Cakewalk. That's my absolute favorite. And they also sent me their regular full spectrum lipstick. These are just cream lipsticks. They look really nice on the lips. And then their glosses. Now, unlike a lot of other companies, their glosses are a dry gloss. So what that means is that these are not sticky. They look and feel like a literal liquid lipstick, like a liquefied lipstick. So they look juicy, but they don't feel like a gloss, which is so strange. But they do have full pigment, and that is amazing. I do really like that. So as far as the price point and the amount of shades, so there are 4 of their satin lipsticks, 14 shades of these moisturizing lip glosses, and those satin lipsticks are going to retail you from $7 to $10. And for the lip gloss, they do have 14 shades, which is absolutely amazing, and that's going to range you again $7 to $10. And for their matte liquid lipstick, these ones are vegan. They're vegan, and they have a 24-hour rich coverage available in 12 shades, and again, $7 to $10. As far as the colors go, they gave me a really dark purple. They gave me a lavender purple and then a red. As far as the regular lipsticks are concerned, here is the shade range here. I don't know if you guys can tell. So they gave me a red, a dark berry, a green, and then a metallic shimmery nude, which does not look flattering. I tried that one on. That one was not for me. And then for the glosses, here we have 2 more purples, and then actually this is more of like a purple red, like a berry red, and then we have a red in the middle. So those ones are really pretty. Oh, and by the way, their liquid lipsticks aren't liquidy. They feel like a juicier version of their lip gloss, so it's still a little, I want to say dry in application, but it still feels like an actual liquefied lipstick. So I finished off the look with some Shot Mistake Carleen lashes. These are still drying, so bear with me. If one flies off, the glue's still wet. But anyway, for the entire collection, I feel like it was just okay. It was all good, but there are things that I would improve on and things that I feel like should have been left out. I do think that as a whole, this collection is good for CoverGirl because I do see them trying to improve in their darker shades. But if they're gonna come out with a collection and call it full spectrum, I kind of associate that with a wider shade range that's way more inclusive than this. I do appreciate the fact that they launched a whole entire like full face of products with this full spectrum name on it, like lipstick, eyeshadows, eyeliner, all that stuff. I felt like that was very smart of them to do because you can complete a whole look. I do feel like the price point of everything is just a tad bit too high, and I feel like CoverGirl is one of those brands that keeps increasing their prices little by little with each launch, and To me, I am a person who really loves a good deal and who really thinks that $10 for something drugstore is expensive. That's me, that's my mindset. So if you can find these for cheaper, if you can buy these on sale, then I feel like yes, then the value of the product would be a little bit better. But for the price, that's why I'm saying it's an okay collection, because would I personally go out of my way to buy these? No, I wouldn't. But am I thankful that CoverGirl sent it to me to try? Yes, I am, and I'm always grateful. CoverGirl takes really good care of me, by the way. But that's besides the point. The point is that this collection is worth trying if you're into something of a comfortable feeling. If you like having your foundation feel comfortable, not too dry, not too matte, even though they claim to be matte, this is for you. If you like strange, bold colors for the lips, then this definitely is for you. If you like CoverGirl eyeshadows, then hell yeah, get these. They improve their colors for sure, and I see it. But I genuinely just feel like as far as the color range for the concealer and foundation goes, I feel like they can make their shades a little bit, I don't want to say lighter, because I know we've been advocating for brands to come out with more darker shades, but again, like I said, full spectrum, I expected like a full spectrum of colors. Like, I don't know, do you see my mindset? I just feel like they needed to come out with more undertones, like olive undertones, more golden undertones. Stop sticking with cools when you go into the medium tan deep side. I want to see more of that rich, warm olive tones once you're increasing the depth of the skin. I just want to see that in more cool tones when you get towards the lighter shades, and it just makes sense that way. But you know what? CoverGirl is still improving. They've made a huge leap to be cruelty-free, so I completely applaud them for that. That is amazing. And as far as the wear test is concerned, I do want to input some clips that I had on my first impressions day. Now again, I did everything that I did there the same as here, just this was a different look. And honestly, as you see, my skin went from being really nice and natural to really oily at the end of the day, and I expect that today again. And the other days that I wore this foundation, I just keep expecting that I'm gonna stay looking oily at the end of the day, and that's just how this foundation works. It's not mattifying at all. So with that being said, I hope you guys really enjoy this video. I hope you guys got enough information, and if you have any more questions that I just did not answer for you, then please leave them down below. As always, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys later. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scouts.